Now, where else in the country will you find a tale of such rich folklore that it involves the devil, 3 bridges, a dog and an old woman? Well, stick around on Escape to the Country and I'll show you. Today we're helping a couple swap the suburbs for a rural smallholding.
All in about 11.5 acres. You see? Look at him, he's licking his lips now. 11.5 acres to play with.
It won't be a walk in the park.
You're looking very stern, Brenda.
Am I?
So will any of our properties deliver the good life?
It's definitely got stun appeal when you see it first time.
Stun appeal.
Yeah.
That's a new one. Normally it's curb appeal.
Well, today I'm in West Wales in the heart of Ceredigion, and these, well, now 3 bridges behind me are collectively known as Devil's Bridge. The story goes that back in the day, the local villagers, keen to span the bubbling Monarch River below me, did a deal with the devil. He promised them a bridge in return for the first soul that would go across it. So an old woman sent her dog across. They got a bridge, and the devil, well, he's still waiting. A heady mix of coastline, mountains and lush farmland, no wonder this landscape has become the stuff of legend. Situated in West Wales and bordered by Powys, Carmarthenshire and Pembrokeshire, Ceredigion is the 4th largest Welsh county, but the least densely populated, so if you're after an escape with plenty of elbow room, it could be just the place. Outside tourism, fishing and farming, industry is undeveloped, so there's little interrupting the scenic vista, bar cows and sheep. Head west and those green fields fall away into Cardigan Bay. At 50 miles, Ceredigion's shoreline takes in 12 beaches, picture postcard fishing villages and stunning cliffs. And thanks to the Ceredigion Coastal Path, which opened in 2008, it's now possible to enjoy it in its entirety on foot. Finding somewhere to put those feet up shouldn't be too difficult either. Whether it's a farmhouse or a seaside terrace you're after, there should be something to suit. Now, house prices here in Ceredigion are a little bit counterintuitive, if you like. Despite its remoteness, prices here are 14% higher than in neighbouring Carmarthenshire, despite the fact that that county has the draw of towns and cities like Carmarthen and Swansea. So it would appear that peace and tranquility does come at a price, whatever the weather. So if you think the rolling hills and gorgeous coastline of southwest Wales is for you, here's a taste of what's on the market right now. If you've had a windfall, how about this Georgian manor near the coast? The accommodation covers nearly 18,000 square feet and you'll get 74 acres of woodland. Unsurprisingly, it comes with a big price tag too, £1.25 million. For about half that, how about this thoroughly contemporary country pad? An individually designed house, it has spacious open-plan living and an impressive 6 bedrooms. And it could be yours for a snip under £600,000. Finally, traditionalists should be right at home in this stone-built farmhouse. On the market for £370,000, you get 4 bedrooms, 3 cosy reception rooms, an impressive garden room, and with 3.5 acres of land, you won't be short of outside space. So as you can see, some wonderful properties to buy and some fascinating ones to visit, such as this gorgeous old chapel here on a very blustery coast at Munt. Lots to see and lots to do, which is exactly why today's buyers want to move here. Meet Colin, Brenda and their dog Tizer. For the past 16 years, they've lived in this 4-bedroom detached house in High Wycombe, where they brought up their 2 children. However, with Colin taking voluntary redundancy last year, and with the children having flown the nest, they've decided it's the perfect time to do the same.
We have a nice house at the moment, but it just doesn't have the space to allow us to keep some animals and to have a much bigger garden. Brenda's always been very keen on maybe running a little plant nursery.
Ah, the rural good life. But upping sticks to the Ceredigion countryside is no sudden fancy. In fact, 6 years ago, they bought a holiday bolt hole here so they could get to know the country better in preparation for the big move. So now they're ready to upscale considerably. What exactly are they after?
From the small holding point of view, 5 acres of land, at least, with supporting outbuildings for the animals, the vehicles, workshops, etc.
Yes, it's not just farmyard animals Colin wants to keep. He has quite a collection of farmyard vehicles too.
One of the things I'm really looking forward to in the new property is having the land and the space where I can actually use this tractor that I've spent months renovating and actually put it to its proper use that it was designed for in the first place, to actually work the land.
I think we get the picture. Outside space is going to be a top priority, but what about the property itself?
The house here it's a lovely house, but the kitchen has a bit of a drawback currently. It's in the middle of the house, so I'd like a kitchen where I can look out onto the garden, onto your own bit of land. Nice lounge, maybe an open fire, which we don't have here. 3 bedrooms, ideally.
Also the opportunity to get something that's maybe needs some work doing on it, so we can put our own stamp on it. Something that needs a bit of renovation, as long as it's not structural or anything too major, but quite happy to rip out a kitchen or a bathroom and make it a bit of our own. And also, obviously, which is quite key for this whole move, is an annex or a separate cottage, which initially we'll probably use as some sort of holiday let, maybe to bring in a bit of income, but also gives us the opportunity for family and friends to come and stay.
Wow, we have got a lot of ingredients to get right in this move. Acreage, annexes, outbuildings, I could go on. But before we can hone in on any of that, Colin and Brenda need to know how much they'll have to spend. So we've invited in an agent to value their house.
This is a great 4-bed detached house in an ideal location, fantastic for families. I'd value this property at £395,000.
Not a sum to be sneezed at, but this is a huge wish list. So the big question is, do they have the budget to match?
Taking into account various fees and things, the budget will be between £350,000 and £360,000.
Now, on the face of it, this list does sound fairly straightforward, but it's also quite broad. They want a nice 3-bedroom, characterful property. Brenda wants the classic kitchen diner, which in this case has to overlook the garden. And they do want 4 or 5 acres for all of their horticultural projects. But throw into the mix the need for an annex. Can we get all of that for £360,000 or thereabouts? Well, only time will tell. As Colin and Brenda want to be well connected with transport links, we'll be concentrating today's search in the south of the county, near the borders with Pembrokeshire and Carmarthenshire. We've lined up some fantastic small holdings to view, but as usual, I'll be staying tight-lipped on the price tags until the end of the tours. And finally, well, there's the mystery house, which might leave them rethinking their plans entirely. Morning, Brenda. Hi, Colin. Nice to see you.
Morning.
Welcome to Ceredigion.
Thank you.
This is my patch, so, we could be neighbours in a few days' time, who knows? But let's have a think about your move, because this is not an alien landscape to you two either, is it? You've got a house already in Llandyssil.
We have indeed, yes.
Yeah.
So what do you need another one for?
Well, we bought one 5 or 6 years ago because we used to holiday up here quite a lot, and we really wanted to get to know the area.
Yeah.
Because we were thinking about moving up here. I've recently just given up work,
Yeah.
so we're going for the whole lifestyle change as well.
Well, your budget, let's just remind ourselves of that.
350, 360, but if we see something really good, we can push the boat out and go and borrow and steal and probably get up to about 390.
390? Well, that's a fairly generous amount of latitudes you've
Yep.
given yourselves. I mean, we are in the right part of the world in terms of value for money and the sort of lifestyle you're trying to create. You're not the first people to have come to this part of the world with these ambitions, and I'm sure you won't be the last, and it is doable on that budget. So I'm fairly optimistic.
Cool.
I'm more optimistic about the houses than I am about the weather, actually.
It will be fine.
It will be fine. Come on, let's see what we can find here.
Okay, thank you.
So for 360,000 or 390 at a push, Colin and Brenda want a detached semi-rural property with 3 bedrooms. Brenda is after a big kitchen diner overlooking an equally big garden where she can flex her green fingers. Colin wants outbuildings, and between them they need at least 5 acres for animals and polytunnels. On top of that, they'd like a self-contained annex for family and/or paying guests. Luckily, they're happy to tackle minor projects, which is just as well, otherwise we might be struggling. We've both got a kind of love story with this area, obviously, but what's yours?
The scenery, some of the beaches are beautiful.
It is countryside still. It's not tourist countryside.
Yeah.
You know, you go 10 minutes and you're literally in farmland. It is very diverse.
It's the perfect mix of coast and countryside, which is exactly what we're serving up with our first property as we're heading to the rural outskirts of the seaside village of Llangrannog. Situated along the Howern Valley, you get 2 villages for the price of 1. The old part is on high ground and is home to pretty colourful houses and a chapel. The new part is down by the beach and has a couple of pubs and cafes, not to mention plenty of outdoor types trying to catch the perfect wave. However, we're heading just a couple of miles inland for our first viewing, to an area with nothing but farms and fields. Oh, and one large caravan park, which happens to be next door to our property, give or take a couple of fields. But it's only visible from one side of the house, and I think the whole property package more than makes up for it. Let's hope they agree. And there is our first property.
Okay, looks good.
It's an interesting one, this. It's about 100 years old. You're looking very stern, Brenda.
No,
It's the first one, it can't be that, man. I mean, I think the nice thing about it is that the land is fantastic. It's south-facing, it's very well drained. There are 40 sheep on here, so it's a small holding, effectively.
Yeah.
that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the way you come in, and as you say, the house seems to be in the middle of it as well, so it's not too far to travel, no roads to cross or anything
Exactly.
like that.
Behind this great big hedge is also a barn.
Excellent.
Right? You see, look, as soon as the toys come into the equation, he lights up. Well, we're off to a promising start. Hopefully the interior will get the same reaction. I know they want to put their own stamp on their new home, and there's plenty of scope to do it here. Right, in you come. There we are. We're starting with the kitchen, so very much that classic farmhouse feel, actually, coming through the back door into the kitchen to start with.
Good size.
Kitchen with window out to outside.
Well, you did say you wanted to overlook, well,
that's-
the garden,
that's
actually.
good,
You overlook your paddocks.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It's a good size.
It's not bad, but you could make it even bigger
Oh, okay.
if you went through here.
As you say, yeah.
This is currently the living room. But if you were to knock it through, you'd have a huge kitchen diner, stroke living area. Come and have a look, you'll see what I mean.
Okay.
See, this is what I'm thinking. It's lovely and cosy in here, but as your principal living room, it is quite small.
It's quite small.
Right, yeah. Nice fireplace.
If that wall were to go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and potentially this one, which separates this room from the original hallway, you'd have an enormous space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, nice big kitchen diner.
Huge.
Yeah, hub of the house type thing.
Now, back off the kitchen, as if it wasn't big enough, there is a great big utility room through there and a boot room.
Oh,
Oh, right.
Great for the dogs and the muck and so
Yeah,
forth.
just get clean before you come in.
There are a couple of further living spaces to check out too. Off the hallway is a formal dining room which could be an office or snug. And finally, there's a new addition. So through the original front door, not the original door itself, but the original doorway. Hence we came in through the back door of the kitchen because this conservatory now covers, you know, the front of the house effectively.
Nice and airy.
Yeah.
Nice and light.
Well, I think it's a thumbs up down here. And upstairs stacks up pretty well too, with 3 bedrooms in all, which share a family bathroom. Since all the bedrooms are of a similar size, any could be the master. Now, this one may have a little more about it in terms of a master.
More character this room.
Yeah.
I think there's a bit more about it. You know, it's quite sweet. I mean, none of the rooms up here, of course, have an ensuite.
No.
There is a tiny little box room at the end of the hallway up here of the landing.
Okay.
So you could make better use of it.
Or an office
Or, you know, another
suite.
bathroom giving you an ensuite, you know, at the other end of the house. So that's it for the main house, but what about the annex? Well, there is something outside that could work if they're prepared to put in some elbow grease. Now, this is very interesting. Yeah.
Right.
They call it the bothy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is, you know, an old stone shed, but I think it's got some potential. Have a look in here.
Oh, it's all been
cleared.
Oh, wow.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
As you can see, it's had a, you know, a kind of loose makeover in that the, you know, the walls have been done and the floor and so forth. There is this sort of mezzanine arrangement here.
Yeah.
My question to the local planners would be, could I push the roof up and actually turn this into a little studio
Good opportunities, I think. Good base to work from something.
Yeah.
So potential here, but let's see what the all-important outside space will yield. With 2 large swathes of lawn at the front and back of the house, Brenda will have plenty to play with, and for Colin, we have acreage galore. 5.5 in all, so more than enough space for chickens, sheep, pigs and polytunnels. Look at this lot.
Yeah,
Coming down to see us.
food's up.
40 of them. This year's lambs and their mums. Brilliant. Quite a mixture, actually, as well.
Yeah.
Yes, there are.
Yeah. Classic kind of small holding stuff,
Yeah, all
really.
different breeds.
Excellent.
Yeah.
They are. Friend for life.
Friend for life. So, you know, it does rather set the scene, I think, in
Yes,
terms of what you're trying to do.
It
Yeah.
does. It
It
does.
is-
It does
this
tick
is-
the boxes on the lifestyle type thing. It really does.
This is lovely out here.
Well, let's have a
Yeah.
think about how much you both think it's worth, then.
380.
380, yep.
I'm going to go a lot lower, I think. I'll go for 345 then.
Well, it's good news. This is on the market for £335,000. Now then, you said originally, ideally we'd be spending, what, 360,000?
That gives us some spending money, doesn't it?
Gives you £25,000 worth of spending money. Right, off you go.
That's
Right.
put a spanner in the
Go and
works.
have a look. Let's go and have a look.
Go and get that spanner out.
Yes. Yeah.
Enjoy.
Okay, thank you.
They'd get a lot for £335,000. The farmhouse comes with a big kitchen diner, 3 reception rooms and 3 bedrooms. There's potential to really put their own stamp on the interior, and outside there's a part-converted barn ideal for a studio annex. A huge barn for farm vehicles, and it comes with Brenda's big garden and 5 acres of pasture. The caravan site is close by, but at this price I'm hoping it's something they'd be able to live with.
I'm liking the house. It's growing on me.
I think as a whole, taking a whole look at the whole thing, I think it's very much as what we envisaged we were looking for. I think it's just a point of tweaking the little bits now to try and get the exact bits that we need.
The outside is great, I think.
The
acreage-
land's certainly good.
Yeah. The caravan site, though, is possibly a bit of a worry.
I think apart from that, it's...
And the price is
And the price
pretty-
is good.
price
Yes, it does leave us with a bit of money.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. I can absolutely see why Colin loves doing these things up. Had a good look around?
Very good. Yeah.
I want to get this thing going.
You having fun there?
I'm absolutely loving it. This works every day here, believe it or not. It's not just some pretty relic in a field. Absolutely gorgeous, but time is of the essence. Let's go and see some more houses.
Thank you.
With 50 miles of glorious sandy beaches and turquoise seas, Ceredigion in West Wales has plenty to attract the 3 million visitors that head to its shores each year. Without doubt, one of the most popular destinations is the pretty harbour village of Newquay, home to some very special residents, bottlenose dolphins. However, tourism hasn't always been the main money earner here. Wanting to get to know Newquay a little better, earlier in the week, Brenda and Colin dropped anchor in town to meet up with local mariner Steve Hartley.
Colin, Brenda, welcome to Newquay.
Thank you very much.
Have you been here before?
We have been before, but we don't know much about the town.
Well, it wasn't even featured on a map in the 1750s, just a few cottages on the hillside here. But by the 1850s, it was a thriving shipbuilding harbour.
Okay.
Over 1,200 people working here and 100 pubs, would you believe?
100, that's almost sort of one each.
Yeah, well, they're not big pubs, not like the pub behind us, more like little cottages serving jugs of beer.
And it wasn't just publicans doing a roaring trade. Between 1800 and 1820 alone, 31 ships were built, which saw other industries boom too. Rope making, sail making, weaving, and stonemasonry, of course. All around the harbour, terrace upon terrace was built to accommodate the merchants and tradesmen. However, the prosperity was to be relatively short-lived. By the late 19th century, shipbuilding in Newquay was in decline, and it resumed life as a quiet coastal town, reliant on fishing and tourism. And today, it's the wildlife that's the big draw.
Right, Colin, Brenda, this is the first of the bird colonies. As well as razorbills, guillemots and kittiwakes, we've got blackback gulls, herring gulls, fulmars, there's shags, cormorants, peregrine falcons, oyster catchers and choughs all nesting. Not only have we got the birds here, we've also got the dolphins, seals and porpoise. And it's this great diversity of wildlife that makes the area so important. and that's why it's been designated as Britain's first marine heritage coast.
And that's not all. Whales head here too. Minkies and even orcas have been spotted. But no time for whale watching just now, as it's back to shore. We're leaving the coast behind for our next property and heading much further inland to the rural outskirts of Beulah. Very much a community village supporting the surrounding farms, it's stocked with the basic amenities, including a 19th century chapel, a post office, stores and a pub. But our property is situated a hop and a skip away in prime Ceredigion countryside.
Come on down here. OK. We're going to deal with that a bit later on.
OK.
Because needless to say, it has got plenty of land for what you are after. Right. But that's our second property.
I certainly like the main bit. It immediately hits more character.
I get the feeling that Colin is quite excited by this one. Again, there's plenty of opportunity for him to get creative with the interior space and decor. So let's see what they make of the inside.
There. Come on in. Much more open plan
Yes.
than our first one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rosettes are us.
Yes, very horsey family. Hence, it's got some land, of course, which is what we're going to explore later on. But I'm a bit worried, Brenda.
Right. No. It'll take a while to sort of take it in. Yeah.
Colin?
I like it. Airy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally is freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I like this.
Good.
Really good.
OK. Kitchen next.
Kitchen
Follow me
next.
through here.
Right, OK.
OK, Brenda. Okay. This is currently the kitchen. I say currently because obviously, you know, you can chop things around a little bit. Yeah. There is, however, one glaring omission in here.
But do no sink.
No sink. Exactly. There's no sink. The sink is through there. That double stable door leads out to a utility, which is that new stone-built structure
on the side.
On the end, sink and a bit of a boot room in there as well. Now, you could reconfigure the whole thing a little more if you wanted to.
So I think you could bring this room out and put your little sink in somewhere.
Colin's already redesigning, which in my book is usually a good sign. There's more to see on the ground floor too. The first of 3 bedrooms is down here with the family bathroom. The final 2 bedrooms are upstairs, so again, it's not an entirely conventional layout.
Right. Now, this is currently the master. One tiny window overlooking the front of the house. But what it does offer you through that door over there is, it is technically an ensuite, but it is just a loo and a basin.
OK.
OK. You have got bedroom number 2 or 3, you know, next door as well, but which is on its own. It doesn't have any kind of ensuite facilities. No. So I think this is kind of what's going to be.
It's a pretty good size as well, I think.
It seems to be going down well, and this house has something our first property didn't. A self-contained annex. Accessed via the house or its own front door, it comes with a good-sized kitchen and living room.
There we are.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah? Even as a holiday let, I think this
I was going to say it is.
Is it used as a holiday let now?
No.
But
so
it's very nice.
I think, you know, either way it works.
It does, it works very nice.
It's got a very generous, what we might call a family bathroom down here as well, and 1 bedroom next door.
Right.
OK, so which is not the biggest in the world, but you'd squeeze in, you know, a moderately sized double.
Very nice indeed, yes.
So in terms of the overall structural package of the house and annex, what are your immediate thoughts?
Lots of good possibilities, and the annex ticks all the boxes.
That's what I like to hear. Now let's see if we can get full marks for the outside space too. As an equestrian property, this does come with stables which could be converted for livestock or vehicle use, and although there's no formal garden, there's more than enough space to create one. OK, so this, the final bit of our house, to nice view of the property, I think, quite elevated, overlooking, well, all of this lot.
All of this.
All in about 11.5 acres. You see? Look at him, he's licking his lips now. 11.5 acres to play with.
That's nice, yes.
But where are we on the budget?
Oh, I'll probably say somewhere around about 365.
That's 365.
More land, 370.
370. It's on the market for a bit more than that. You did say that 390 was the top end.
Yeah.
It's actually on for 395.
Yeah.
But I haven't brought you here to disappoint you. Yes, it is 395, but speaking to the owner earlier, I do know this is open to serious offers, which we hope would leave you enough left over to at least start making some inroads as to what you'd want to do with the property to bring it up to whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Lots to think about.
A lot.
Good, that's the idea. Off you go, go and explore, there's tons of it.
Thank you.
It's all that way. So although at £395,000 this is stretching their maximum budget, it delivers over and above requirements. First and foremost, you're paying for 11 acres. Then there's the self-contained annex which they could use for family and holiday lets. The house itself comes with a huge open-plan living dining room, a good-sized kitchen, albeit with no sink, and the must-have 3 bedrooms. But I get the feeling Colin is a little more taken with it than Brenda.
A lot of it is very flat, so you could put the polytunnels in various places. But there is a lot of land, but it's
I'm
not.
just a wee bit worried there's too much land.
I don't think it'd be a problem.
But 11.5 acres is a lot of land.
Yeah, but
A lot of land. This property, we could make it work for us. The outside area, though, I think is more of a worry to me than the inside with this one. It's a completely blank canvas. There's nothing, you know, there's no garden, there's nothing out there but sort of fields, really. It may be slightly, you know, too much for us to take on this one.
yeah, 11.5 acres, which I think would be perfect, but I'm a bit concerned about the quality of some of the pasture.
Well, the weather is getting better. Are the houses getting better, I wonder? What do you two think?
Well, we're very confused.
Good. Trust me, confusion is a really good sign because it does mean you've got lots of choice.
Yes.
It's just as well then that the day is drawing to a close, giving Colin and Brenda plenty of time to think about it. Coming up, it's Mystery House time, which today is a tale of 2 properties. A project. So this is the living room. And a perfect pad.
Oh, very, very well done, isn't it?
Yeah. But there's a big compromise. So will it end happily ever after? Now, yesterday, I think we did pretty well on trying to get Colin and Brenda the lifestyle they're after for their budget of, what, 350 to 360, possibly stretching that to £390,000. Our Mystery House, well, as ever, that's something of a challenge, but I think it could offer them the lifestyle they're after, but with a twist and potentially a lot less money. Everything will become clear shortly, as we don't have far to travel. The Mystery House is situated near Tremine. It's about as rural as you can get, with little interrupting the quiet lanes and endless vistas of fields, but cows, barns and traditional stone houses. However, for supplies, there is a mini supermarket just a couple of miles away. Right. The Mystery House. What do you think?
This lot.
That lot, the whole lot.
Oh, wow, yeah.
The whole thing. What we've got for you are effectively 2 houses, because that low building there is currently a well-established holiday let.
Okay.
Stroke annex.
Right.
All right. Height of the season, about £650 a week.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not inconsiderable. The main house over there, that is a kind of separate entity, and that is much more work in progress.
I love the house. Yeah, it's definitely got stun appeal when you see it first time.
Stun appeal.
Yeah.
That's a new one. Normally it's curb appeal. There's no curbs, are there?
No.
Come on.
Very good.
Hey, I can work with stun appeal, but this is a very different proposition which could offer them some serious but viable alternatives to their dream. We're going to start in the unfinished part of the house. Okay. So this is the living room. Come on, Brenda.
Well, it's got great character, yeah.
Oh, you're not convincing me. I think it has. I think it's got some great character. And probably much bigger than you would originally have seen and would expect looking at this house from the outside. Effectively, they are 2 up, 2 downs.
Yeah.
That's what we're into. But this has been, knocked around a bit to open
Added
it up.
on to the back, I think.
And that's the full width of it,
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you lighting up with this?
It's big, it's airy. I do like this room. Lots of possibilities.
Across the hallway is the second reception room, which could be a kitchen, as this part of the house doesn't actually have one.
Right. Now, I say 2 up. It's actually got 3 up, in a way, because one's a bathroom. 2 bedrooms, very similar sizes. There's one. That's the bathroom, complete with, well, very groovy, canary yellow, sweet, collector's item, that, really. But bedroom-wise, this is, I suppose one could say a master. You could swap it with the other one if you wanted to.
Good size.
So this is the old bit, and this effectively is what's designated as the owner's bit of this kind of complex, if you like. The annex being obviously for your guests and so forth. Now you could swap it round. That's a choice only you can make, but it does give you a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, that's why I was going to that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let's have a look at the annex and see what you make of that, because that will make you decide, I think.
Right.
The annex is superbly finished and again can be accessed via its own front door or the house.
Now this, I think, is where this house really starts to come together.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, very, very well done, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very nice, very airy. Look,
Very light,
look
isn't it?
out.
Yeah. It's got lots of features, it's got lots of character, but it's modern, it's functional.
Yeah, very well done.
Yeah, it's very, very well done.
Very light.
Do you need to have your holiday let here if you were able to keep your other property in Llandyssil? Would that allow you the sort of income you would need?
It could work. The other house would need a lot of work to get it to a holiday let.
But, you know...
But it is an option.
But let's continue to explore the rest of the annex. Have a look at this. Now, this is what your guests have to enjoy.
Nice. Very nicely done.
Very cosy, isn't it? We've got a very, very well-appointed, effectively, family bathroom, which serves the annex through the corridor behind us, but also 2 bedrooms here.
Oh, excellent.
OK, so you've got a twin and something of a master. Again, all of which adds together to create the upper end of the rental market.
Well, that's the house done and dusted. Now let's turn our attention outside. And this is where the mystery house is going to get really challenging.
So what have we got for you out here, Colin? This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because land is
Key.
What we've got for you is an acre.
Right.
And it's an acre of that woodland.
Right.
OK? Alpine woodland, almost. In terms of immediate land for growing things, there's a very well-developed vegetable patch down there. So, how do we sort of join up the circle in terms of giving you land to play with? Well, over there is a huge chunk of farmland.
Yeah.
Almost as many acres as you want of that are available to rent for 300 quid a year. But of course, all of that has to be seen in relation to the price of the property itself. So it's our final price guess, Brenda. Have a go.
299.
299.
320, 330.
It is on the market, not for 320, nor 330, nor indeed 299. You could have this as a lot for £295,000.
Oh, I wasn't far off.
Now then, we've just knocked £100,000 out of the equation.
Yeah.
This is a number crunching one, all right?
The cogs are turning.
But I think it does offer you another dimension.
It's a very different option to what we set out for. Yes.
Exactly. Right, go and have a look at that woodland.
Will do.
It's down there.
Right.
Follow the lane.
So there you have it, the mystery property. Hugely under budget at £295,000, the owner's accommodation does need a lot of work, but currently consists of 2 bedrooms and 2 reception rooms. The annex, however, is superbly finished and comes with a modern kitchen diner, a cosy living room and 2 bedrooms. Outside there is a sizable garden for Brenda and 1 acre of woodland with the option to rent acreage from the neighbouring farm. So will they forget about the holiday let and have a large family house, or keep the annex for themselves and convert the main house for holiday lets? The possibilities are endless.
Well, that's a view and a half.
Certainly is. That's the
yes.
farm down there.
Yeah, that's good. Real working farm there out on the tractors and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got everything we wanted, but in different sort of options. So
Put our thinking caps on. The kitchen is a bit of an issue. We have that room there.
but it flummoxed me. Like, there's so many options here. Need some serious thought. Obviously, the original old house does need a lot of work, but yes, the cogs are going. The annex, perfect. Brilliantly done, beautifully done.
Right, time to go. Come on, where are you? Out you come, Brenda.
Thank you.
Seen enough, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear, all sounds a bit jumbled.
Just a bit, yes.
That's thrown a spanner in the works, that one.
Yeah.
Then it's the perfect mystery house.
Yeah.
I love it when that happens.
Yeah.
I really do. But
Lots more options again.
lots more options, and we do want a decision from you.
Oh.
Let's get you somewhere where you can figure it all out.
Okay.
Then I shall grill you as to what the future holds. Come on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, Colin and Brenda aren't alone in their search for a more self-sufficient lifestyle. It's becoming something of a national phenomenon, with around 100,000 people on waiting lists for allotments and vegetable seed sales reportedly going through the roof, a 60% increase in recent years. However, it's nothing new. Llanacaeron was built in 1795 as a model self-sufficient farm by famous architect John Nash of Buckingham Palace fame. Having never been modernised in its 215 years, it remains a time capsule of the Georgian good life. To find out more, during the week I met up with Paul Boland from the National Trust.
Hi, Paul. Nice
Hey,
to
Joe.
see you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Now, we know that Nash built this house, but that's only just recently been confirmed, isn't it?
Yes, in 1995, when we were doing work on the house, the builders were clearing a little bit of the roof space, and a receipt was found from John Nash.
Oh, this is it?
For glass. This is a copy. The original's in the National Library. Signed, John Nash.
Brilliant. That's amazing, isn't it?
The original ethic of self-sufficiency that Llanacaeron was founded on continues to thrive today. Although the estate is no longer inhabited, nor has dependents needing to be fed, it maintains its original function as a sustainable country estate.
Look at these. Oh, brilliant, Paul. They're terrific.
These are Welsh pigs.
But with these, I mean, this is terrific. I mean, this goes to the heart of the fact that Llanacaeron isn't just a static museum.
No, we manage in Llanacaeron as a working estate.
But how big an impact do these have on your current financial situation?
Well, every little bit contributes. We've got Welsh black cattle, the Welsh pigs and Llanwenog sheep, and we sell all our meat then locally in a box scheme and to visitors. That'll bring in nearly £20,000 to the operation.
That is a lot.
Well, that's the meat. Now what about the veg?
Ah, this is more like it. I've got a real thing about walled gardens, Paul. There's something about them, something very magical, almost enchanted in a sense.
You know, if you wanted veg all year round or you wanted produce all year round, you had to have a walled garden.
So how did it work then? How could you survive the winter here?
Well, they used to bring on plants in a propagating yard, bring things on early so you had an early start. And we've got a propagating yard just the other side of the walls where there's a hypercourse flue system where a fire pit would be lit. That would draw hot air all around on a series of pipes underground and then warm up all the plants. So you'd have a head start. They would then come into the wall garden and then you got your microclimate because you've got the walls. And this is heated flues. This is a different system to the other one. And this is where you've got heated flues. And
Is that a chimney?
That's a chimney, yeah.
Up there. So the heat would rise up through the wall. So it's a kind of Roman system almost, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, they're just taking it on from the Romans.
All the produce grown and reared here today is organically farmed by choice. Of course, back in the 19th century, there wasn't any other way. But not everything went straight from the field to the table. It was processed via the service courtyard, which housed a dairy, a smokehouse, a cheese room, a pickling room, and even a brewery, all of which retain their original equipment.
This is terrific.
They would have brewed the beer and they would have tapped off the light mixture as a small beer because the water from the river was never safe.
So everybody just spent all day drinking beer anyway?
Yes.
There is so much to take in here, Paul. It's a real eye-opener, and for anybody who wants to understand how an estate like this would operate, this is a great place to come. Thank you very much indeed.
No,
Cheers, mate. Brilliant. Let's try and find a real pint.
Yeah, come on.
Well, it's been an interesting house search here in Ceredigion, and Colin and Brenda have lots to discuss as we've given them plenty of options. Well, at long last, it is decision time. They've had plenty of time to think it all over. Have we ended the confusion, I wonder? Now then, you two, let's just talk through the properties first, and then we'll get to the meat of where you're at with the future. The first one, 5 acres. Your thoughts on that one?
It wasn't quite as big as we'd hoped, downstairs in particular. It was nice. It was nicely done, though. I mean,
The kitchen wasn't bad.
Well, the kitchen was a good size, actually. But no, I liked the land. I thought the land was nice there.
It was arguably some of the best land that we were able to show you.
It was the prettiest, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OK, so not a bad start then.
Very good start.
Property number 2, 11.5 acres, which I suspect you were a little bit daunted by.
I was a wee bit daunted by that. It was like a complete empty canvas, really. There was nothing there, really, at all, apart from the land.
Yeah, I see number 2 very much as a canvas with things you could certainly do a lot with.
Well, then it was Mystery House time.
Oh, it was such a pretty house. It's just a shame it didn't come with any more land.
You know, we started weighing up if the land was that important, and I think we both come to the conclusion that that was probably just a little step too far, taking that amount of land away around us. But the house itself was absolutely drop-dead gorgeous. It really was.
I suppose the next big question is, have we done it? Where do you two go from here?
I think we'll possibly go back and look at 1 and
2.
1 and 2, I
For
think.
very different reasons.
Right, go on.
I think number 1 ticked the land boxes.
Yep.
Definitely. We need a bit more time to look around the house because it was a very small house.
Yeah.
And how we could
Possibly
extend or annex it.
What about the second one then?
The land is the questionable thing. We need to go and study the land a lot more because obviously we are looking at this for animals like sheep, and damp ground is no good for sheep. But you know, I think we've decided we're going to go back and have a proper look and get into some detail.
I'm delighted that we have given you a couple of
yes.
options which have been of genuine interest. But it has been great fun, and we wish you all the very, very best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's
Great
been great.
fun. Thank you.
You know, people often ask me, Jules, what is the secret to successful house hunting? Well, some of it is pretty obvious. Clarity, of course, but also flexibility, the idea that you can accept the unexpected, provided, of course, that it still accommodates the new lifestyle that you're after. But I think there is something else, something much more fundamental. I happen to love this part of the world. So too, of course, do Brenda and Colin. I think you need to fall in love with your own chosen bit of landscape, because after all, knowing what you want is one thing, but knowing where you want it, well, that is the secret. I'll see you next time. If you'd like to escape to the country in Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland or England and would like our help, then please apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.